How was your babies?
They're good, they're good.
They're good.
Say hello. My name is Dr. Mahesh Bhatt. I'm a vet from the UK. I'm 28 years old. And of course I love animals, but what I really love is wildlife. I've worked with some of the most amazing species and be able to tend to their wounds, help treat them and help look after them and conserve them. And I want to share some of that with you. Cheetahs are one of the most trafficked animals in the world. There are only estimated to be around 7,000 cheetahs left in the wild.
The girls, when we shoot them.
They get stolen from their mothers, often their mothers get killed, and the tiny, tiny cubs get trafficked across the Horn of Africa via the Gulf to Yemen and then on to the Middle East, where they become someone's pet because they want them as a status symbol. Just to have a pet is killing this species, and about 75% of them will die on the journey to their destinations. They've become a species that have really become close to me. After working with them at a rescue centre with the Cheetah Conservation Fund in Somaliland, we would confiscate these cubs that were being trafficked in the hands of smugglers, and then we would take over the care. A lot of these cubs, they're malnourished, they're on the brink of death, so they've missed out on their mother's milk. They're usually very skinny, they're usually dehydrated. Often they'll have a lot of skin infections, they'll have parasites. A lot of them will have problems with their bones because they don't get enough calcium. Some of them will have amputations. One cheetah, his name was Hanuman. He had his tail chopped off and he came in with basically just a stump. One story close to my heart is the story of the 5 cubs. They were taken from their mother at just 1 week old. We essentially had to become their foster parents. They essentially were my adopted children. And that meant feeding them every few hours, starting off with milk. So you're feeding them every 3 to 4 hours. They looked to me for food and for companionship. And I tried to provide it best I could. Go on, get him. Get him. Cheetahs are very much social animals, and they need to be with other cheetahs, especially when they're young, because the best teacher is another cheetah. I can try and help teach them things, but I can't do as good a job as a cheetah can. One cheetah that I really enjoyed working with was a 2-year-old male adult cheetah named Duma, and he had broken his hip. And part of the process, once his bones had healed, is I put him through a physiotherapy rehabilitation process. Essentially, I got him in a gym program and got him working on his legs, and now he's out and living a happy life. The other big passion in my life is elephants. I love elephants. I come from a Hindu household, so Lord Ganesh, he is the elephant god. I worked in Thailand at the Elephant Nature Park, which is an organisation that helps rescue captive elephants from the horrible conditions that they get put through, whether it's for riding, whether it's for circuses or for trekking or logging or even street begging. People will use elephants in Southeast Asia for anything, and the training process that they have to go through is grueling, and it's essentially they go through mental and physical torture. One common problem in Southeast Asia is there are a lot of landmines between the Thai and Vietnamese border, and what happens is you get elephants that will step on these landmines and it causes nasty foot injuries. In order to treat them, we would do daily cleaning, daily disinfecting, and then apply topical antibiotic ointments and then bandage it up. One of the invisible injuries is mental trauma. Elephants are such intelligent animals. Look at her leg. She broke her leg. One elephant in particular that has a special place in my heart is Dala. Hello, baby. She was 22 years old and she was used for trekking and for riding. I developed a really close and special bond with her in particular, and that was probably one of the most touching and special moments of my life, to be able to earn her trust after everything she'd been through. A lot of the experience and knowledge I have working with domestic species, like, for example, the domestic cat, has actually really been helpful when working with African big cats. So whether it's lions or cheetahs or leopards, elephants, they're quite similar to horses. You know, buffaloes, they're basically just big cows with horns. A lot of the domestic species and a lot of what you learn there actually transfers across to wildlife. What can you do to help? Just really be conscious of your social media footprint, who you support and who you're following, who you champion, who you like. If you see someone with a cheetah and they're playing with a cheetah and they've got it in their garden or in their car, don't share it, don't like it, don't follow them and don't champion them. And then look for organizations that are doing good work and support them. My personal ambition is I want to have a big impact in the world of wildlife and conservation, but also I want to be able to show that a lot of people from my background, that we do have a voice and we can contribute a lot. I come from Birmingham in the UK. I grew up in West Bromwich and went to school in Handsworth, which can be quite a rough area. And becoming a vet and working in conservation and with wildlife is not really seen as a reality for kids growing up. But I persevered and I was able to get into vet school, and now I make up just 3% of vets that come from a non-white background, and that's something that really needs to change. And if just one person sees this film and is inspired to want to do something in conservation or to become a vet, then my job is done. And I'm going to try and keep the gate open for the rest of you guys. Just come through and try and help save the species on our planet, because they're special and we don't want to lose them.